I got a feeling this could be quite a bit of a long one.
Yeah.
First up is Kulu_THFC. He says, first time in over a year Frankfurt haven't scored at home. First time in 11 European matches Frankfurt have lost at home. Frankfurt have won 23 out of 25 of their last European home games, and then Tottenham Hotspur showed up.
That's it. I mean, that's insane stats, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is insane stat. And you think about the pressure that we're talking about, they would have heard these stats, wouldn't they? They said, right, it just highlights how good a performance that was, really.
Yeah. So
it really does.
Kane from the lane says, this is the greatest video ever. And look at Ange Postecoglou and Cuti Romero after the game yesterday. Incredible. And some people, including myself, said Cuti's checked out and Cuti ain't playing for Ange anymore.
Yep.
Well, that doesn't exactly suggest that, does it?
Adrenaline's a wonderful thing, but you can't deny that is an embrace and a half there.
Yeah. Next up is George Achillia. What a trip, back in the UK, ready to do it all over again. And that's him and all his family in the away end yesterday. Big up to you, George. Tottenham tweeted this out. Good morning to everyone who loves Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And that's Destiny Udogie pointing to the badge after the game yesterday. And is that a sign of saying Man City can go do one?
I would hope so, because I was about to say, these performances will alert them even more, won't it? And we know money won't be an issue.
Look at Mickey as well.
Oh, listen,
Brennan.
love them. And like I said, Destiny is just getting back to his normal self. Yeah. Honestly, it was great to see, like Sim said, with the fans. They went straight over. And I think it was really telling what Sim said, as we saw at Wolves, and you would have seen a lot more the way the away fans have been treated, or whatever's been going on between the away fans and the players after games. This was like a huge release, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Next up is the Spurs Army saying, good morning, THFC fans. I love this reaction from Richarlison. A final whistle.
Oh, he's a nutcase.
But this was all of us last night. This was literally all of us last night.
He was like that, the penalty. They showed it on TNT, didn't they? They showed he was going, he loves it.
Douglas Critchley says, Spurs fans rejoicing at the fact they got Bodo Glimt. Bear in mind they've beaten Celtic, Besiktas, Porto, Roma and Lazio in recent seasons, have pushed Manchester United hard and scored 27 goals in 14 Europa League matches this season. Know their manager Knutsen was linked with Brighton pre and post De Zerbi. Would be surprised if he didn't end up in the Premier League in the next 2 years, playing his brand of football, which has been described as kamikaze.
That's a way to describe it. I mean, well, let's face it, Graham Potter got scouted like this through Osasuna, didn't he, when they played Arsenal? That's an impressive amount of teams they've played. And I'll tell you what, I've had 3 or 4 Norwegians reach out to me and say, do not take these guys at your peril, because they are a team and a half. And like Simno said, they have got a few suspensions for the first leg.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they've got. I think it's 2 of their starting midfielders, and I can't remember the other one, but definitely 2 of their midfielders. So we're gonna have to make it count at the lane, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, if we can take a commanding lead out to Bodo and then show the grit that we did out in Frankfurt, then that's got to be the job done. Spurs Army says Tottenham clean sheet against Frankfurt was the first time the German side have failed to score at home in over a year. A colossal defensive performance. I love these videos from when we win the next one.
I've seen
Tottenham Hotspur, with the players just going through the tunnel after the game. If you just scroll down, Sammy, these are the players coming through. Look at that. Mickey, Brennan. I love it. Whiteman, Tell, Porro. Porro's the best with these kind of things, isn't he?
He just screams Vamos, doesn't he? Or is that Cuti?
That was Vicario. That's Dom. Madders. Bergvall. Danso. There we go. And that's that.
Let's hope we see many more of those.
Men in Blazers says Big Ange and Tottenham are through to the Europa League semi-finals. 1 life left. He's used up 3 of his lives. He had 4 lives this season, and there's 1 left. And now we're in the semi-final.
Correct.
Because it always is like, you know, when you're playing like these video games, you're on your last life. You know you're going for a lot longer sometimes.
Damn right.
You're using up the other lives. Men in Blazers as well saying, this is where Spurs will travel for Europa League semi-final. The home stadium of Bodo Glimt. So that stadium holds 8,000. It's mad that the population of Bodo in general is 46,000. The population of the capacity of the Spurs Stadium alone is 60,000.
Well, you think their stadium, they can fit 2 of their stadiums in our South Stand?
Yeah, that's mad.
It's insane when you look at the numbers like that, isn't it?
My God, it's just mad to me to think like the whole city of Bodo can't even fill the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
It's mad. It's absolutely insane, isn't it? Do they? You know, how many tickets will they get coming to us? Is it a percentage of your?
No, it's the stadium. Yeah,
so
they'll get 3,000, 4,000 at us, but we'll only get about 800 at them.
But will it be more because it's the semi-final, or is it always stay the same?
I think it's always just the percentage.
They get a lot more.
I think it's always just the percentage.
Okay.
But they travel in a hell of their numbers. Apparently, I was reading that the biggest allocation ever for an away fan at Old Trafford was with Bodo.
Oh, really?
Apparently, they took like, I don't know how this even happened, but apparently they took like 8,000 or something.
Yeah, probably the Man U end.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And you think about it, 8,000. What a percentage of like the whole city is that? Like they hold
quiet there,
like it must have been so quiet in Bodo.
It'll be like a bank holiday. It'll be like a bank holiday.
Echo Spurs says a bunch of brain dead fans calling him out for not travelling with the group. Our fan base is worse than Arsenal, and this is in response to Sonny not travelling out with the team yesterday. And I'll just read this other one. This was Ali Gold talking about it, and he says regarding Heung-min Son not travelling to Frankfurt to support the team, Ange Postecoglou made it clear that he and the medical staff have made the decision for the South Korean to remain at home. Son is currently going through personalised rehabilitation with the physios at Hotspur Way to ensure he'll be back as soon as possible to take part in the remainder of the season and any potential semi-final legs that lie ahead. And yeah, I just don't understand like all the hate coming towards Son because of this situation. Like people are trying to make out like he doesn't love Tottenham. He loves Tottenham with his whole heart, you know. He signed a contract under Nuno Espirito Santo. Like who else would? Not even Harry Kane would have done that. And everyone talking about this would say Harry Kane loves Tottenham a lot more than Son. I mean, I don't see that whatsoever. Sonny bleeds blue and white. Like the guy stayed back to focus on getting himself back fit. And yes, just as captain doesn't mean he has to travel. I mean, it would be great to see him there on the sideline, let's be honest. But you look at Arsenal, for example, I don't see any Arsenal fans laying into Gabriel for not travelling with the Arsenal players to Madrid. Like, come on, lay off his back, for God's sake. I feel like people just try and find a way to knock this guy down.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was, I can't remember which team it was this week, where their captain was out and did travel with the team. And they were saying, if he's done that, why hasn't Sonny done this? And I will be honest, when I first heard that he had travelled, I was a little bit like, I wish he had travelled as the captain, as the leader kind of thing, to be there to help the troops. But obviously, if the medical team and him have said, listen, it is best for you to stay at home, then that is totally and utterly understandable. Like I said, when people are trying to play down, we all know that Sonny isn't at the peak powers that he had, or if he's playing in the right position to get the best out of him. But like I said, no one ever can doubt this guy's love and commitment for this football club.
Exactly.
And it's just mad. It's like, obviously, we've got fans like myself who sometimes will jump and speak before they think or whatever. But with this one, it's a little bit silly for me.
Very silly. And I just don't... Why do people think it's all right to question Son's commitment to Tottenham Hotspur? The guy's been such a good servant to this club. Whether you think he's still at the top of the game or whatever, like all that stuff is on the side, right? It's irrelevant. We're talking about Son's commitment to Tottenham Hotspur. And it's obvious for everyone to see that he's got an unbelievable commitment to the club.
Yep. Without a doubt, like I said, whether he could have gone, because we never really heard the big clubs coming in for like a move was there, but there's been times, like I said, he signed a contract under Nuno. What he gives for Tottenham Hotspur in heart, he's given the best part of his career for us, hasn't he? He's literally had
all of his career.
Yeah, and like I said, commitment, dedication, desire to do well at Spurs, and in his heart, he is blue and white. So people doubting the commitment and just wanting to make a story out of Sonny is a bit far-fetched for me.
Yeah. Next up is Bluedeer. This again is the Richarlison celebration, but look at Mikey Moore as well. Look what it meant to him. Mikey Moore going absolutely mad there.
Let's hope he has some more actual action on the pitch in the coming games.
It could be a good opportunity now in these Premier League games to give him some minutes.
Why not? Why not? It's what we started doing near the end of last season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be the time to start bringing him in.
And when Mason came in, he was giving George Abbott and Craig a goal and all that kind of stuff. THSC AV says, if Son played the same way Tell did today, you guys would be crucifying him. I do think there's a different bar set for Sonny than there is for a lot of our other players on the pitch, to be honest. And Tell did put in a very good performance yesterday.
Yep.
But I do kind of agree with that. I do think if Son put in a similar performance that Tell put in yesterday, I do think people would be criticising the performance. I think it's because Tell, we haven't really seen much for him, and it was much better than what we've seen from him.
Yeah, mate. I don't know what to make it. I can't decide whether I'm in agreement or disagreement with this one because, like you said, we just know what Sonny can do and what Sonny is capable of, and I don't think we'd say it was a bad performance if Sonny had done this. I'm torn with this one.
Next up, we have got Sash. This is where we got to go, he's saying. Look at where Bodo is. It's unbelievable. So if you fly into Oslo, apparently it takes about 19 hours to travel by car to Bodo. And pretty much the easiest way to get to Bodo is probably flying into Oslo and then another flight to Bodo.
That's it. And how long's the flight from Oslo to Bodo?
About an hour.
Okay.
And before the game, I was looking at flights. They were about £150 for the round trip to Oslo, to Bodo, to back to Oslo, and then to London. Now they're going for about £500.
Bloody airlines.
So fans are going to be very much out of pocket for going. And I do expect that a fair few will be going. It's a semi-final of a European competition.
You'll double the population.
Literally, we're going to double the population out there. So if anyone knows a better way to get to Bodo, do let us know, because we're looking for options and we're looking for ways to get there. So let us know in a DM or something. Anyone from Norway that regularly makes the trip, or anyone just in general, do let us know. But this place is bang in the Arctic Circle, in the north of the north of
the north
of the north. Yeah. Next up, we're going to Mari, saying their reactions to moving into the semi-finals. Yeah, we've seen that one. Next up is Lilywhite Rose saying, good morning. This is what Madison put up, saying drug testing celebrations. So obviously these two players were the ones that got pulled for the drug testing yesterday.
Or could say concussion celebrations with Madison.
He looks all right, Madison.
Yeah, I think he does, yeah.
Kane from the lane says, this boy is a star, and he really is, man. Lucas Bergvall is an absolute star in the making.
Has he got a chant yet? Has there been one surfacing or anything?
Not that I can remember. Nothing serious anyway. There should be.
It won't
he
be
needs
long.
A chant.
It won't be long, will it?
And he needs a really good one as well.
And you know what? When we signed him, obviously all the YouTube clips were showing his showboating and his dribbling. Obviously, he stepped up to the Premier League, where you can't always do that. But just his reading of the game, his passing, his energy levels, we're seeing bits that those clips weren't showing. And I honestly think we've got a very special talent here. We really do.
Yep. Carly on New Spurs says, what a game from every single Tottenham player. Truly played for the badge, up the Spurs. I wholeheartedly agree. Adam Smithy says, only the second time since the first week of December that Spurs have been able to start Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven and Udogie. Best defensive performance of the season. Coincidence? Don't think so. Injuries have been a massive factor. I mean, that is true. It is the first time second time since that is actually mad, isn't it? The second time since the 1st of December that we've been able to start our first choice back five. Back five.
It's insane. It's insane.
Craig O'Sullivan says, what an effing performance. This is football heritage. And obviously that is the last time we won the UEFA Cup with Gary Mabbutt and Graham Roberts lifting that trophy. Are we going to see the same with Sonny and Cuti and Madison lifting that trophy? Whoa. Did you actually see that in the Aston Villa game?
Say again?
In the Aston Villa game?
Yeah, when they played that instead of the Champions League. P45 for DJ.
I can't believe it. Talksport says, Ange Postecoglou, Maurizio Pochettino, the only two managers to reach a European semi-final in the last 40 years. Can he go one further and win the Europa League? Can he do it, Brian?
Technically, he can. He can.
Will he do it? He's going to do it.
I'd love to say yes. I'm just going to say yes in blind optimism. I think it's because I'm in Sim seat. I'm in Sim seat, so I'm getting the positivity from Sim.
Paul O'Keefe says, I don't think Ange is the right man, but he was the right man tonight and deserves credit. Say what you see. You agree with that?
Well, listen, Paul has really been quite rampant recently on Twitter about his frustrations, both board and manager. As of I, as of you, as of thousands of people. But Paul has just literally shortened what we've been saying all day.
Yeah, pretty much.
He may not be, like we said, people are saying he may not be the right. I still believe, like Paul, I don't think he is the right man for the job. But boy, was he spot on yesterday with everything he did. Everything he did.
That Tottenham feed says, night all, and this is Ange Postecoglou lifting the Europa League. Shame he's got a Celtic.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to say.
Ted Trunk says, Frankfurt look absolutely rattled here. For all the talk about the atmosphere, it seems to be getting to them more. They got Spurs, and they really did. Just seem to get more rattled and more rattled and more rattled as the game progressed.
Yep. But also, we were saying with Sim, you asked Sim, when was the last time that we've had a performance like that in Europe? When was the last performance where we've actually used the dark arts the way we did? Because I can't remember. I cannot remember a game where we have done it. They were worried about Vicario with the timekeeping, with the goalkeeper, time wasting. Sorry,
Romero.
They were all at it, and it had a massive impact.
Yeah, totally agree. I can't remember the last time we've done that. Danny Aarons puts another one of the pictures of Ange Postecoglou with the Europa League trophy, but this time no Celtic badge, so it looks a bit better.
It does look a little bit better, yeah.
Hotspur Report saying, get well soon, Madders, for the badge. And this is what we were talking about in the player ratings. Yep. Putting your body on the line for the team. And look, he wasn't the only one, but that was probably the one that put himself in most danger for the
big
badge.
Time, because he would have seen that goal. With that bright orange kit, he would have seen the goalkeeper absolutely coming at him rapidly. And he really did get clarity. When we kept watching the replay, it looked worse and worse with every angle, didn't it?
Yeah.
And well done, Jack. Well, showing courage there, massive amount of courage. And let's just hope, like I said, I think Spurs released something that it's no concussion or anything, isn't it?
I don't know if Spurs have released anything, but he seemed absolutely fine after the game.
Oh, yeah, we just saw him, didn't we?
Yeah.
Having a drug test.
And Ange also said he's completely fine.
There you go.
That Tottenham feed as well saying, can we wear green every week? And this is kind of how I'm feeling. It just feels like a great colour for us.
It does. It does. And I didn't really like the green Puma kit. Oh, it was Under Armour, wasn't it? Or was it Nike?
No, it was Nike. Champions League one.
Yeah, it was Nike. Yeah, I didn't like that one to begin with. And then it really grew on me when I realised the map on the top bit. And now this green one, there's something in green.
When that green kit first got released, the 2019 one, when I first saw it, all the mock-ups of it, and when it and the release and everything, I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then we played Newcastle away, first game of the season. We played in it, and I quite liked it from there.
Is that when Delhi scored? Yeah, Vertonghen.
And he did the whole thing.
I remember that set.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try.
Lee McQueen says, yes, Danso. Danso. I love this man.
Do you know what?
Absolutely love this man.
I remember having to do the update for you when this was coming along, and there were a lot of people going, oh my God, Wolves wanted him out, crap must he be? I have been very, very impressed with him since we signed him. He looked a little bit uncomfortable at Ipswich at the beginning, didn't he? But after that few minutes, I think we have a very, very good defender in this guy. Took too long to get him. I think we wanted him at the beginning, didn't we?
Yeah.
I really do like Danso. I really do like.
Man.
He's a unit. He's a unit, and it was good to see him back. Was it a surprise like Kulusevski that he was back and in the bench, or did we declare him fit?
Well, he was. We all saw him in training like 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it was a bit of. I mean, Ange said in his press conference he's ready for selection. So.
Okay.
Kyle Richarlison season says, let's give some appreciation to Danso. He came on and dominated area duos.
Yeah, he definitely we were very, very, very much under the cosh, weren't we? With those closing stages, we knew it was going to happen, and he just came in and just tightened everything and made, like they've said, a couple of very important clearances. And like I said, great to have him back.
Alex THFC says that was such an un-Spurs-like performance in a huge knockout game. Maybe a sign, is this the season? It is starting to feel that way. It really is starting to feel that way.
We've said this so many times, haven't we? How many times have we said it's starting to feel like it's the season? I'm going to cautiously
we're in mid-April.
Yeah, we are. It could happen. It could happen. But we've been down this road so many times. We've gone, yep, it's going to happen, and then it hasn't. So I'm going to err on the side of caution for the first time in my life.
Graham Roberts tweeted out saying, "What a fantastic result and a fantastic performance. That's what we need from our players. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely spot on."
Yep.
Graham Roberts knows a thing or two about lifting a trophy.
Yep, and putting in performances like that.
Yeah. Graham Roberts was proud of that last night.
Yeah, it's a performance he would be very, like, if he was on the pitch, he would be absolutely delighted with it. Great words from the skipper.
Football Confidential says a very happy Spurs squad are through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Another one of these coming into the dressing room. I think we've seen it, so we can just breeze past it. Football on TNT Sports says Vicario was protecting his mascot from the rain with his gloves last night.
Bless.
Lovely touch from Vicario. Ben Bowman says absolutely immense tonight, and that is Udogie. Look at Udogie, man, my effing baller.
Man. He's such a top player. Do you know what? I love it when they do that with the badge. Just the dedication and the commitment. And well done, Destiny. Brilliant performance yesterday.
The Fighting Cock says, "Let's be having ya." And that is the celebration from the goal with Dom Solanke, Lucas Bergvall, and Brennan Johnson there in the back. Lovely stuff there.
Yep.
This one from Christina Zandes saying Tottenham Huns. And if you just tilt your head, you'll see Rodrigo Bentancur, Cuti Romero, Pedro Porro, and Brennan Johnson.
There you go.
Davina THFC says Spurs playing in green, never in doubt. Starting to feel that way.
Yeah. Well, last season we had that, like, no one knew what colour that kit was, the plaster kit.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you all know what's coming. The green is starting to have that air of feeling in it, isn't it? Especially in Europe.
I'll take green over light blue any day. Oh, I hate.
I prefer that kit to that light blue kit we've had.
Abby Coyse _C says these pictures are everything, and just look at it. I mean, these are just the stills, but Richarlison in the moment, Madders in the moment. Lovely to see. Lovely to see. Hotspur Report saying, what a performance. He loves it. Pedro Porro. I mean, that's not a picture from the game last night.
He got his Superman. He changed into the white kit.
He most definitely did love it. Carly on You Spurs says, please let the Pigeons stay healthy. And I want to see him start against Forest this weekend or Monday night.
Yep. Well, do you know what? Solanke, like I said, I was saying when we had the discussion up there, I would have started Solanke yesterday. Richarlison yesterday, just because I thought we needed that box presence. With that goal Solanke's got, this is a nice. We've got Liverpool, we've got Forest. Give Richarlison some minutes.
And he loves goal at Anfield as well.
He does. And he scored, I think, when we did a watch-along a couple of years ago against Forest, he scored that volley that was disallowed offside. Then he got... Let's hope, again, Richarlison can get some minutes in his legs, because if we can have him and Solanke fit for the remainder and firing, then there's a real competition for that starting place, isn't there?
Yeah. Ange, with some comments in his press conference last night, and he said, unfortunately for a lot of you, you're going to have to put up with me for a little longer.
Fair.
And he deserves to make a comment like that after the game last night.
100%.
THFC _Matthew Season says, that back line, I used to pray for times like this. Udogie, Van de Ven, Romero, Porro, Vicario, all getting unbelievable ratings there from SofaScore.
Is the blue one the highest one, or is the blue... Okay.
8.4. So Udogie 7.8, Van de Ven 7.8, Porro 8, Vicario 8.3, and Romero 8.4.
Fair.
Paul Coyte says, bloody hell, we're through. Well done, boys. Up the Spurs. Hotspur Report saying April 17th, 2019 was the Man City 4-3. 17th of April 2025 was yesterday.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Green kit, 6 years apart. 2 unbelievable nights in Europe.
Yep. And 2 very, very different games, wasn't it, really?
Yeah. Football Confidential says Tottenham celebration at full time. Just look at these celebrations at full time when the whistle went. And that is pretty much every Spurs fan on the planet last night at that moment. Look at Vicario as well, jumping on the whole team. It's just great. Inject that into my veins, man.
It was, and I spoke to my dad, and obviously Phil and everyone that was there yesterday, and they said at the final whistle at the casino, it was all like that as well. We could hear how mad it was in that. It's just brilliant when we can have these moments.
Lucas Bergvall are getting hit with cups and other objects every time they have a corner. And it was like they were giving us what we did to Chelsea, that same kind of treatment. And it still didn't put us off.
Nope.
Mari7, Sonny. This was Sonny on Instagram last night saying, so proud, all of you. Well done. Let's keep going. It's a man that doesn't care about Spurs, isn't it? N17KO says, funny looking knee slide. This one, you waste man. Because this is in reply to Hugo Ekitike really pulled that Thierry Henry celebration right in front of the Spurs fans in the first leg. So where was that in the second leg, Hugo?
Yep. True.
Dane Scarlett on Instagram, he was watching the game. I don't know where he was. Looks like he was at home, but he was watching it and he was loving it, just like all of us.
Correct.
All About Argentina says Cuti Romero is made for big games. What a crazy performance. He's made for big games. He's just not made for small games.
Yeah, it's so true, wasn't it? So true. It literally was. If someone told you those two performances were back to back, you'd be like, how's that the same player?
I know.
It really was commanding yesterday.
Yeah. Invert the Wing, giving us a quote from Ange Postecoglou, says, usually win things in my second season. Hotspur Report saying this was exactly 6 years apart. These were the two games that we were talking about.
Yep.
There's Kieran Trippier shushing the Man City fans back 6 years ago. Next one is that celebration again, which we can just breeze past. Look at this one, the comparisons between Ange and Poch on well, the other one was the Ajax game.
Yeah.
But are we going to be seeing something similar from Ange and Bodo in a couple of weeks' time?
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. It'll be with 800 people, though, as opposed to how many of you were in Amsterdam?
There was about 3,000 or so.
Yeah.
Spurs Insider, that's just a still of the Vicario. Look at Ange there as well. Just everyone absolutely loving it. This is a nice picture as well. You just see all the players in their moment, from Pedro Porro to James Maddison to Danso, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie, Bergvall, Ange, Vicario. It just meant so much to so many people last night.
Most certainly did.
Invert the Wing says, Destiny got Udogie today. By the way, this is why Manchester City are interested in him. What a performance. Man of the match. Unmatched physicality. Looked impossible to bully off the ball. Almost all dangerous chances came from him. Defensively a rock for the most part, other than that one chance where he was caught out the back post. But other than that, absolutely brilliant.
So who do you think right now, going into the next games, Spence will obviously come in. Do you want Destiny to keep playing and keep the momentum going because he's played less football? Or you see you're resting Destiny and playing Porro, that's what you do? Or Archie Gray right back, Spence left back, and you rest both Porro
Rest as many as you can. Wrap as many as you can in cotton wool. We can't afford no injuries, nothing.
Danso's got to get more minutes.
Danso
needs the minutes.
Yeah, the players coming back from injury. Maybe even Kulusevski might need to get some more minutes in his legs. But the guys like the Van der Vens, Udogies, Porros, Romeros, Bentancurs, Bergvalls, all these guys need to get rested.
Like I said, I think Forest would see maybe a few of them play, but I think Liverpool.
Yeah.
And what's the other game on the other side of it? West Ham or is it Palace?
Yeah, West Ham.
Yeah, I think those games it will be like night and day changes to the starting lineup.
I agree. This next one's saying, me after watching the last 5 minutes get in. And this was quite funny from Romero yesterday, wasn't it?
Yep. You remember when I was trying to get him? He was like, let me sleep. He's like, go away, go. It was brilliant. It was brilliant because we saw that corner 100 times, and I can't see whether there's a clash of heads or a serious one or anything. And a few of them went down, didn't they?
Yeah.
2 or 3 of them. But Romero just stayed down there like he was out of it and then just kept shushing everyone away. Some brilliant shithousery.
This next one is a picture of the away end from Ali Gold. I love seeing these kind of pictures. Spurs fans, I was watching the vlog that Sim put out, and it was just like the Spurs fans were just incredible.
I still got to watch that.
Spurs fans were just incredible yesterday. Next up is from Jacko Cat saying, "We did it, guys. Football is the strangest sport ever. In the year we're the worst, we have a chance to win a European competition. This season can turn into one of the best ever as a Tottenham fan. I love this club. Nothing is more unpredictable than us."
Yep.
And it's just like, you can't write it, can you? We could literally finish 17th in the league this season.
Yep.
But then end the season with a European trophy.
And back in the Champions League.
It's just like, how only Spurs can finish 17th and qualify for Champions League.
I mean, like, we just couldn't be bothered with the top 4 race. We'll do it this way. It would be utter madness, though, wouldn't it? But it would be just so. I mean, if that happened, does the word Spursy get redefined?
Yeah, it might have to. It might have to. Craig O'Sullivan says, "Sign him on a permanent, whatever it takes." What do you say to that?
We had this discussion on the car home, and we discussed this on the way back from Wolves as well. If he carries on performing like he does, I still think 60 million is it 60 million the deal's meant to be, or 50 million? I still think that's a bit high, but I think if he is going to play as a left wing, I know we've got players that can play there, but I like what I'm seeing with him. I just hope he can add some more goals, but he's so young still, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm leaning, if I had to make a decision right now, I'm leaning more on the side of yes, sign him.
Yeah, so am I. Because I feel like he's growing week in, week out.
Yep.
Next up is Spurs OTM. Mickey van der Ven's first half performance by numbers. 31 out of 34 passes completed. 4 out of 4 duels won. 4 final third entries. 3 tackles, 3 clearances, and won the possession twice as well. It was an unbelievable display from Mickey.
Yep, it was. And in it, the ones that we've been dying to see, haven't we? And it just goes to show how vitally important he is to this team. He's immense. He's incredible. And those kind of performances just show how.
Lilywhite Rose. Are we back? Are we back?
After one game.
Are we back?
After
well,
one
you
game.
say after one game. We're in a semi-final. It can't just be one game.
No, but after the 2 legs, let's say. Let's wait and see.
Football away days. Tottenham fans celebrate their fine win away at Frankfurt tonight, on to the semi-finals. I like that touch with the big flags in the away end. I don't know where they came from. I've never seen that in an away game.
THFC flags put a massive thing out so that they were doing it. And then Chase for Spurs retweeted it. It was, I think, like you said, it may have been the first time, but they got it out there, and a lot of people said they'll be able to hold those flags. So yeah, THFC flags did a great job there.
Absolutely, big up to them. And I did see THFC flags are organising a big thing for the Bodo home game as well. It probably is Sim's video. Lilywhite Rose saying, "Big Ange, loving it." Big up, Big Ange. The other one is the drug testing picture as well, which we've seen. We've seen that picture as well. Carly on you Spurs. This is Cuti Romero on social media. Said, "Semi-final, just like today, as a family, Spurs official, and let them tell it however they want. Let's go." 1 p.m. it says. I don't know what that means. Next one is Dom Solanke's celebration, just with Lilywhite Rose with a fair few rockets there. Squawka says, "Tottenham have reached a semi-final of a European competition just for the second time in the Premier League era. 18-19, 24-25, and Postecoglou just might keep his promise."
He might. I just admit, when you said 18-19, I thought you meant the year 18-19. And I was like, that wasn't Premier League era. But no, let's just hope again we get to the final.
Yeah. Jay Harris says, "Tottenham's coaching staff all jumped on Postecoglou at full time, and then Vicario ran over too." Looks like a bit of togetherness to me that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, could say that.
Spurs Watch with some more great... There's just so many great pictures coming out from last night. There's one. The next one, that's a great one as well. And then Ange, we've seen that one, and that's just a bit of a zoomed out version of it. But I'm just loving the images coming out. Spurs Express, Destiny Udogie fully COYS. I mean, we've seen that today as well. Squawka saying Dominic Solanke won more duels, 11, and more aerial duels, 9, than any other Tottenham player against Eintracht Frankfurt. Fought for everything up top and scored the winning goal to send Spurs into the semi-final. That is some work rate, isn't it?
It is, and this is the thing. He comes under a lot of scrutiny because of his lack of goals, which I understand. But he does not get the credit he deserves for his work rate. If we had 2 wingers that cross the ball, let's say like a Darren Anderson and a Ginola or whatever on either side, I think this guy's 20 goals a season for us. If we can get a proper couple of wingers that can get these deliveries into him on a regular basis, I reckon he excels, but we just haven't got that there for him. But there is no denying his incredible work rate. It's what we saw from Bournemouth, all these scout reports, was his front pressing, and I think his work rate is outstanding, and those stats prove it.
Bluedeer says Mickey and Cuti. That was a lovely little embrace from Cuti and Mickey after the game yesterday. 2 players that just, I don't think we do that without those 2 players yesterday.
No.
Lilywhite Rose, Madders going absolutely mad, which we've seen. These players love Ange. I really don't care what anyone tries to convince me of. It did seem like that last night.
Immediate reaction. It does look that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. Michael Bridge says Tottenham. That was magnificent. A proper professional away performance. Every player, hard work in abundance, and a great night for Ange Postecoglou. Safe trip home to all the supporters.
Agreed. Agreed.
And this one is just another picture of Vicario jumping on the coaching staff. This one from Fouad again is just the ratings from the defenders, and he says, I'm stood on my living room table saluting these boys' performance tonight. Spurs pictures that go hard, pretty hard. Yeah, this is a great one. I mean, we've seen this one, but we haven't seen it from the start, where it's like when the final whistle goes.
Look at Richie. Look at
him. So good, man. Lilywhite Rose, I mean, we've seen that. Lilywhite Rose again, we've seen that. And let's see this Cuti Romero post. He says, yeah, it's just exactly what we said before, but I love those images. Look at that Cuti image of him with his arms in his air. Just looking at the away end. Aura about that one.
There is. That's a great photo as well.
Yeah, great photo there.
I mean, that's a great backdrop. I mean, it's a great photo.
And then you got him there, Ekatike not even getting close to him, and then him with the captain's armband as well, just on his shirt.
I love those kind of shirts. I love those.
Doubting you.
I love these kind of pictures.
Yeah. So we've had that Ange quote as well. We've seen Bentancur on Instagram. This is just the Spurs Express telling us when the dates are. So, I mean, it's home leg first, second leg away, and it's the 1st and the 8th of May. And there's just a couple more. Lilywhite Rose says, absolutely phenomenal leaders performance, Cuti Romero. Absolutely spot on. Spurs Army says, 24 years, 16 managers, 1 trophy. The message in Frankfurt is clear. What are the chances that Ryan stuck that sticker on somewhere?
Mate, do you know what? I've seen a few people. I even see Johnny H with a sticker. Who knows? But I know the stickers are about. But if I was to say the #1 culprit, it would be little brother Ryan Isaacs.
But yeah, that is all we have. An extensive and long reacts for you. And that is how the internet did react to the